You got an extra pen. I run with the prophets, we street sweet. Weapons and tents in the battle, got all of the answers you need like a cheat sheet. That's treason. Lie like a beast. Not bad, y'all. Straight to the point, you can't be honest. You ain't catch it. I'm a character, fast as sketch. I'm a turn, I'm bad in this. Kings and queens when I rest on my breath. Niggas get killed by 14 and 66 and I'm already here. Trying to be deep and wonderful. End up in a deep and wonderful part of hell. Cut the head off of a cobra. Israelites, we taking over the gospel is global. There's a hole for all of my pros. I point at you, tell them to dive in. I ain't bringing no symphony or symphony when I come with your stick like a violin. The book of Acts, 80-20, you can't pay for this. Y'all is an out of darkness, you won't make this. They say that y'all believe in God and that ain't making sense. They answer Christ on mansion ages. Ain't no remorse for these devils. 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 They don't believe in God and that ain't making sense. They answer Christ on mansion ages. I got the drill, fish out the water. I just got baptized. Come for the tribe, we lay it out early, but trust me, it ain't gonna be nap time. Resurrect Alistair Carly and pistol with him with the 40. Him with Big 15, send me to keep the reptilians out of me. They see the serpent, shapeshifters. They lift, Nephilim, necromancers, witches, and wizards. Small list of my enemies, blessed with the angel for healing. None of my weapons are gonna get hit with description. The book of Acts, 80-20, you can't pay for this. Y'all is an out of darkness, you won't make this. They say that y'all believe in God and it ain't making sense. They answer Christ on mansion ages. Ain't no remorse for these devils. 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 They say that y'all believe in God and that ain't making sense. They answer Christ on mansion ages. Yeah. Play one more track. Let some more people follow in.
The estimated hold time is now less than.
Nah, that ain't the track.
The juice. 2050 stays singled at the game, bro. Still on a mission, still love to help, still listen. Still sending big guns, hot wing plays to the prison. Still don't know it all, still learning, still trying to get it. Still 100 battle pass, still trying to find a way to fix it. Still about the business, still drop everything in an instant. Still falling short, so I'm still always asking for forgiveness. Still use ginger root to get a boot to the common cold. Still walking angels with these demons, still trying to steal my soul. Still praying dry, still pray before I pull off in the ride. Still meditating on the trampoline, gazing in the skies. Still
Y'all come on up in here.
Just in case I had to hit you with the word while I'm at the store. Still sit still like Isaiah 30:7. Still remember how I used to have a black train 5'7". Still fight thoughts cause I still could snap and go off. Still hate that people think the reading Bible make a man soft. Different day, new victim. Still hate the system, no justice. Still keep it back there, a lot of these judges corrupted. I'm still
Do it work.
statue. No actor, no idol, no factor. This Torah gon' hack you. These demons, I slap them, then drag them. Got powers from the master to cast them out of you or a castle. In tools, how we trap you. The bruise, it can seem that was shook like a rapper. The kingdom of these heathens is crumbling like crackers. From the folk tribe, but it's 12, so I'm repping them. 5'9", but I'll cut the head off of Nephilim. Last seven to my blood brother to the water. Celebrated drinking Morgan David out the bottle. Passed down the knowledge to my son and my daughter. I'm still let help and spit out. Held back and kept down. Lied to and lied. Stood up and let down. From all that I done suffered, ain't no way I can't compare the pain. Nothing can stop me on my hurricane. I'm still late. I'm still at it. I'm still at it. Work to build a kingdom. I don't care about nothing else. I can't be stopped by anything. Not even death. I'm still at it. 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 I'm still at it.
You might need to run that back, huh?
What you say, bro?
You might need to run that back, huh?
That's what Pops just said. Run that back. We could run that back, man.
2050 stays for signals at the game, bro. Still on a mission, still love to help, still listen. Still sending big cuz hot wing plates to the prison. Still don't know it all, still learning, still trying to get it. Still 100 battle pass, still trying to find a way to fix it. Still about the business, still a drop everything in an instant. Still fall short, so I'm still always asking for forgiveness. Still use ginger root to get a boot to the common cold. Still walking angels with these demons, still trying to steal my soul. Still praying dry, still pray before I pull off in a ride. Still meditating on the trampoline, gazing in the skies. Still thank the Most High, I'm included in the 12 tribes. Still ask the Most High to have mercy on the 12 tribes. Still keep a backpack full of books everywhere I go. Just in case I have to hit you with the word while I'm at the store. Still sit still like Isaiah 30:7. Still remember how I used to have a black tray 5'7". Still fight thoughts cause I still could snap and go off. Still hate that people think the reading Bible make a man soft. Different day, new victim. Still hate the system, no justice. Still think the fact that a lot of these judges corrupted. I'm still like a statue. No man, no actor, no idol, no factor. This Torah gon' hack you. These demons, I slap them, then drag them, then rap them. Got powers from the master to cast them out of you or a castle. In tools, how we travel. The bruise hit the scene that was shook like a rapper. The kingdom of these heathens is crumbling like crackers. From the folk tribe, but it's 12, so I'm repping them. 5'9", but I'll cut the head off of Nephilim. Last seven to my blood going to the water. Celebrated drinking Morgan David out the bottle. Passed down the knowledge to my son and my daughter. I'm still chewed up and spit out, held back and kept down. Lied to and lied on, stood up and let down. From all that I done suffered, ain't no way I can't compare the pain. Nothing can stop me on my hurricane. I'm still at it, I'm still at it, I'm still at it, I'm still at it. Care about nothing else, not by anything, not even death. I'm still at it. 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 I'm still at it.
Man, look here. I'm finna go and play one more track, bro. Just because it's Ruach flowing. That's how the Ruach flowing tonight. I'm gonna play one more. No, I had to bring this joint in.
That's business.
Yeah.
It's Toofy.
Yeah.
It's in the scope, I got my sight on the king. Bring me in all this oppression while I fight for my freedom. Don't know none of the smoke that he got from on at the end. You might not, but I need it, so I constantly sing it. And what sits in the spirit, cutting time with Babylon. Vacuum tool for the rule like a magnetron. Full of mansions, never in the riches. Can't be following the blind, falling in the ditches. Pray he watch me with the word like he doing dishes. To do his will, I'm on a mission and it's repetitious. I got faith in his power, never superstitious. New Jerusalem, I'm trying to get it and I'm too ambitious. Same thing in lawlessness, static new tradition. Gotta follow his ways, fall into perdition. Every day I drink my soul, walk on streets made of gold. Say it's healing in his garment, so I'm taking it home while I'm
Shabbat shalom, family.
Let's get it. Hey. Seeking that holy city that come down from heaven. Daily pray on his return, I don't be found with living. If we talking about goals, I got one in sight. So I prep for his coming when the trumpets light. Amos 5, Joel 2, that's the day of vengeance. So every minute to that hour, let her be repentant. Gotta live and do what's righteous to escape the sentence. Store eternal treasures up instead of stacking pennies. Wanna be given that crown and a period linen. To put on garment from above, but cut off the sinning. Cause in the place I wanna go won't be a thought of crime. With an abundance of milk, honey, a lot of wine. Mountains of living water with the pure fruit. Every soul in one mind and ain't no disputes. This here a spiritual war and every day is a fight. So I'm sharpening my sword and I be up all night. Yeah.
Yes, sir. All praise, honor, and great glory is unto our power, the power of Abraham, the power of Isaac, and the power of Jacob. John Crown King Yeshua HaMashiach, we give him praise, honor, and great glory. He gonna get it right. He gonna get it straight for Israel, because of Israel, and even between Israel. We got them gunners in the building. Young Octi, Tuvaya, nephew was in the building. I turn it over to the gun.
All right, Shabbat shalom, family. Shabbat shalom. As y'all can see, we back for another Shabbat night. You know what I'm saying? Y'all see what the title is. The Order of Ern, a means to an end. The Order of Melchizedek, the beginning and the end. All right?
Ooh, we.
I got my Og with me. I'm going to let him introduce himself.
It's true.
I need him just a little bit louder on the thing. Okay, hold on. Settings.
You know what? I just thought about something.
Do you need me to speak louder, he do, or just...
No, I need to turn the volume up on my end.
All right.
I just thought about something. Let me go back in here, man. I thought, you know what? Duh. Let me go back in here, man. We doing all that. Hey,
Yeah, that was good, man. Put it back up.
Oh, I'm sorry. Just hit this button right here.
Oh, okay.
You good?
Face rings, man.
I was just reading the comments. Shabbat Shalom, family. You know what I'm saying? Y'all see the title. We about to get into it. All right, it's the Order of Aaron. I'm gonna reread the title, a means to an end, and then you got the Order of Melchizedek, the beginning and the end. All right. And this gonna be these gonna be probably 2 or 3 parts. You know what I'm saying? 2 or 3 parts, and these just a few objectives we gonna touch on throughout these 3 parts. The order of both priesthoods, right? So we're gonna look at which one came first, which one came after, and which one gonna be in the end, which y'all can pretty much tell from the title. What aspects of the law were active and inactive? All right, that's a big thing. Melchizedek before it came into its fullness. So we're gonna be looking at Melchizedek before Aaron and Melchizedek before Melchizedek as it is this day. Right? We're gonna look at that. The start and the regression of the Levitical priesthood, because that's important. Right. So we're gonna look at that. And then one of the last things we'll look at is the spiritual aspects of Torah, showing you how, you know what I'm saying, you're supposed to keep the spirit of this thing even during the Levitical priesthood. We're gonna show you in the regression of the Levitical priesthood how all this stuff got lost. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we're gonna be doing with this series right here. It's going back to the basics, you know what I'm saying? Because sometimes I feel like Israel try to get too deep, you know, and you know, we not even diligent in the milk that was given us. You know what I'm saying? And we think sometimes we just gonna wake up and know everything, or you know what I'm saying? And it don't work like that. You got to be diligent in the little that you start out with, so that he can increase you more, right? So that's what we're gonna be getting into. So let's hop right on up into it, bro. We're gonna start this out in the Testament of Judah. If you had anything to add on here, bro, feel free.
Now I just want to add, man, that you know, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All praise. Yeah, I just want to add that it was profound that how, you know, you said about not being faithful over a little, or you know what I mean, not diligent over a little. And the Messiah said, if you are faithful over a little, I will make you rule over many.
Yeah.
So this, you know, we got to look at those things. Like even the Messiah, when he came, he was teaching us the perfection of Torah.
Mm-hmm.
So if we follow his teachings and we walk after his ways, we'll understand and learn how to perfect our walk in Torah.
That's a fact. That's a fact. That's a fact, man. So, you know what I'm saying? We finna get into the beginning, right? So Melchizedek was here first. All right, and a lot of people, you know, man, it's a lot of different teachers when it comes to this, and a lot of the teachings that I done seen over the years on this specific subject matter, Melchizedek, in to be more specific, a lot of questions are still left on the table. You know what I'm saying? On who is this? What is it really? You know what I'm saying? A lot of people just think in Genesis 14, somebody Melchizedek just popped up. It's a mysterious figure. Some people say that was Christ in Genesis 14. We had some brews a few weeks ago trying to push that was Michael the Archangel. You know what I'm saying? But we gonna look at this thing today just to repeat the objectives, the order of both priesthoods, what aspects of the laws were active and inactive, Melchizedek before it came into his fullness, the start and regression of the Levitical priesthood and the spiritual aspects of Torah. So first we gonna tackle, and what we gonna be dealing with tonight is Melchizedek in the beginning, before it came into his fullness, because a lot of people think it's just Genesis 14. You know what I'm saying? And then look, a lot of bros be so worried about being deep, and then you ask them which priesthood came first, they gonna tell you Levi.
Mm.
So we ain't even got the basics down, and if you don't know how the priesthoods operate, 9 times out of 10, you're not keeping the law how it's supposed to be kept.
Mm.
We just gonna be honest. All right, so let's get into this Hebrew Testament of Judah, chapter 21.
Oh.
Testament of Judah, chapter 21, and we're gonna read verses 1 through 4. For y'all, that's in the Pseudepigrapha volume 1 with the purple writing on it. On page 800. On page 800.
These folks done tore up my book.
My pseudo volume 1 told too. You should see my apocrypha.
All right.
Right now, baby. I do know, okay?
Hold up. I gotta find my page 20. All right, there it is. This is my page, y'all.
Oh, that's chapter 21.
Yeah, this chapter 21.
Man, you know you got to keep them books out of arm's reach of them babies, because they'll sure get to them.
Man. We're reading all of 21?
Nah, it's just verses 1 through 4.
All right.
Let's get into this, y'all.
All right. It says, and now children, love Levi, so that you may endure. Do not be arrogant toward him, or you will be wholly destroyed. To me, Yah has given the kingship, and to him the priesthood. And he has subjected the kingship to the priesthood.
Right, go ahead, Hebrew.
To me, he gave earthly matters, and to Levi, heavenly matters.
All right, we finna find something out real quick about this Melchizedek priesthood. Who's spearheading the whole thing? Who is the original Melchizedek priest? Who's the original? Right? Go ahead, Hebrew. The first. Right? Who's the whole reason for the priesthood to begin with? Go ahead, Aki.
As heaven is superior to the earth, so is Yah's priesthood.
Hold on, who priesthood?
Yah's priesthood.
I need y'all to remember that throughout the entirety of this series, who priesthood it is. He said, just as heaven is superior to earth, so is Yah's priesthood superior. Go ahead.
So if Levi received it from the Most High and it's the Most High's priesthood, how can we'll answer that question later.
Yeah.
I'm saying, how can anybody else be Melchizedek if the priesthood is being received from the Most High?
Exactly.
All right, he says, so is Yah's priesthood superior to the kingdom on earth, unless through sin it falls away from the Most High and is dominated by the earthly kingdom.
All right, so it says, so Yah's, he said, as heaven is superior to earth, so is Yah's priesthood superior to the kingdom on earth. And on the kingdom on earth, what priesthood was on the kingdom on earth? The Levitical priesthood. Right? But Melchizedek started where? With Yah in the heavens. All right, so that's where we need to start first. You can't just pick it up at Genesis 14 and say, order Melchizedek right here in the Old Testament. Can't just jump from Genesis 14 to Genesis 1:10 and be like, see, right here. You got to get the backstory to Genesis 14. You know what I'm saying? So now that we know who it started with, and he's always resided in the heavens, let's go look at this priesthood in the heavens. Let's go look at it. Let's go look at it operating in the heavens. Let's go to Psalms 11. And if you watched me in Tubi's live a few Thursdays ago, you know what I'm saying? We ran through a lot of these scripts, but we kind of gonna slow it down tonight. kind of go slow it down tonight. Tuvi, how come don't nobody never want to respond to our videos after they tell us to?
I mean, you know, I
These the
don't know,
second
man.
group of brews, ain't it?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
man.
I don't know. And what's so crazy is after we give our response, they go on to some
To something
totally.
else. Right. Like we ain't never respond.
I don't know, bro.
Man, it seems like every time we want to come outside to play, everybody take their ball and go in the house. I don't like that. I want to play too.
Yeah.
What you say, pad the rock?
Man, they take their ball and go in the house like they hear the Debo music coming or something.
Hey, they say we playing sideline pop. We playing sideline pop. They just playing flag football.
Yeah, they playing two-hand touch. They playing two-hand touch, man. But anyway, let's go to Psalms 11, y'all. Psalms 11 verse 4. Psalms 11 verse 4.
All right. Psalm chapter 11, verse 4.
Yeah.
The Most High is in his holy temple.
Where he at?
In his holy temple.
Go ahead.
The Most High's throne is in heaven.
Okay. So here we got Old Testament scripts. I'm tripping. Let me pull up my blue letter so y'all can read along with me. My bad, y'all. My bad. So we got Psalms 11 and 4. It said the Lord is in his temple. Right there in your Old Testament, right? Let's go to the next spot. Psalms 18 and 4, Hebrew.
You want me to finish that?
Yeah, finish that verse.
All right, it says, the Most High is in his holy temple. The Most High's throne is in heaven. His eyes behold, his eyelids try the children of men.
All right, let's go to the next spot. Psalms 18 and 6. Psalms 18 and 6. Psalms 18, and we're going to read one verse. Hold on, let me share my screen. Psalms 18 and verse 6. When you get it, Hebrew, go ahead.
In my distress, I called upon the Most High.
Right.
And cried unto my Elohim.
Uh-huh.
He heard my voice out of his temple heard my voice out of his temple. And my cry came before him, even into his ears.
All right, so 2 precepts. Boom. You needed 1 precept. We gave you 2 in the Old Testament. It say the Lord is in his temple. Where? In the heavens. That's right, bro. Where? In the heavens. And then it say, just as heaven is superior to earth, so is Yah's priesthood superior to the kingdom on earth, right? So now let's go to the back of the book, Revelation. Go to the back of the book, Revelation chapter 7. Pick it up at verse 9. Read verse 9 through 15, Hebrew. Let me pull it up on the computer for the people. Revelation chapter 7. Revelation 7. What I say? Verse 9. Yep. Verse 9 through 15.
All right.
Yep.
Revelation chapter 7, verse 9.
Mm-hmm.
After this, I beheld, and lo, a great multitude, which no man could number, of all nations and kindreds and people and tongues, stood before the throne and before the Lamb, clothed in white robes and palms in their hands.
Yeah.
And cried with a loud voice, saying, salvation to our power, which sitteth upon the throne and unto the Lamb. And all the angels stood round about the throne and about the elders and the 4 beasts, and fell before the throne on their faces and worshiped Yah, saying, Amen. Blessing and glory and wisdom and thanksgiving and power and honor and power and might be unto our power forever and ever. Amen.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the elders answered, saying unto me, what are these which are arrayed in white robes? And whence came they? And I said unto him, Sir, thou knowest. And he said to me, These are they which came out of great tribulation and have washed their robes and made them white in the blood of the Lamb. Therefore, they are they before the throne of Yah and serve him day and night in his temple.
Ooh-wee. Go ahead.
And he sitteth on the throne, and he that sitteth on the throne shall dwell among them.
All right. So here we go in the New Testament. He said they serve him day and night in his temple. Right. So if you got a priesthood here on earth, which was, you know what I'm saying, the schoolmaster, Order of Aaron, where you think they got all they stuff from? Where you think they got all their stuff from? Which one was it in the beginning? Let's go to Revelation 8. Revelation chapter 8. We're gonna pick this up. We're gonna do verses 1 through 4. Revelation chapter 8, verses 1 through 4.
All right. And it reads, And when he had opened the seventh seal, there was silence in heaven about the space of half an hour. And I saw the 7 angels which stood before Yah, and to them were given 7 trumpets. And another angel came and stood at the altar.
Where you stand at, Hebrew?
At the altar.
Oh, man. Go ahead. Not an altar.
Yes, sir. Having a golden censer.
What else he have, Hebrew?
A golden censer.
Oh, man. So we got so far we got information on who's spearheading this priesthood. Then we got a temple in the heavens. That's right. Then we got an altar in this temple. And angels officiating in the temple. They got a golden censer. What else they got, Hebrew?
And there was given unto him much incense.
Oh, we got incense now. Go ahead.
That he should offer it with prayer, with the prayers of all saints upon the golden altar, which was before the throne.
Verse 4.
And the smoke of the incense which came with the prayers of the saints ascended up before Yah out of the angel's hand.
Oh, man. So far, we got a temple, we got an altar, we got a golden censer, we got incense, we got angels offering up prayers of the saints. It sounds like everything we hear about when the Levitical priesthood started up.
Yeah.
But we know this ain't the Levitical priesthood we're reading about. So by default, what priesthood could this possibly be? Just process of elimination. Let's go to Revelation 15 next. Revelation 15 next. If you already see what's going on here, put a 7 in the room. If you already see what's going on, just give me some 7 so I know y'all ain't sleep already. If you already see the play unfolding, put some 7s in the room. All right, so we in Revelation chapter 15. Revelation chapter 15, verses 5 through 8, Hebrew. Revelation 15, verses 5 through 8.
All right. Revelation 15, verse 5. And after that, I looked, and behold, the temple of the tabernacle of the testimony in heaven was
got something else. It's a whole 10 up there? Yep. Where you think Moses got the blueprint from?
Come on, man. Come on, man.
Hebrew.
And the 7 angels came out of the temple, having the 7 plagues, clothed in pure and white linen, and having their breasts girded with golden girdles.
Oh, so now the beings or the angels officiating in the temple got on priestly garments.
Oh, man.
Come on, man. What priesthood is this? Way more to it than Genesis 14.
And I think there's in Hebrews, right, where Paul broke down how Moses received a similitude
Yep.
of the tabernacle that was in heaven.
Yep. I believe that's Hebrews 8. Hebrews 9, one of them. Yes, sir. That's gonna be on the back end when we deal with it. Melchizedek, the end. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna get into all that. You best believe that. So, man, we got an altar. Well, let's temple in heaven first. Can't forget that. Let's start there. Then you got an altar. Then you got a golden censer. Then you got incense being offered up, priestly garments. Then you got what we just read. It says what verse was that? Verse 5. It
Verse
says
6.
the temple of
The
the
temple of
tabernacle.
tabernacle.
So it's a tent up there of the testimony. Verse 7, Hebrew.
All right. And one of the four beasts gave unto the seven angels 7 golden vials full of the wrath of Yah, who liveth forever and ever. And the temple was filled with smoke from the glory of Yah and from his power, and no man was able to enter into the temple till the 7 plagues of the 7 angels were fulfilled.
So just like you had on earth, the glory of the Lord filled the temple. This is in the heavens, right? Let's go to Revelation 11. Revelation chapter 11. We ain't gonna be long tonight. Other parts may be longer than this one. This probably be the shortest part. Revelation 11, Hebrew. We're gonna pick this up at verse 17. We're gonna read 17 through 19. 17 through 19.
All right. Verse 17, and it reads, saying, we give thee thanks, O Master El Shaddai, which art and was and art to come, because thou hast taken to thee thy great power and hast reigned. And the nations were angry, and thy wrath is come, and the time of the dead that they should be judged, and that thou shouldest give reward unto thy servants the prophets, and to the saints, and them that fear thy name, small and great, and shouldest destroy them which destroy the earth.
Now watch this, verse 19.
And the temple of Yah was opened in heaven, and there was seen in his temple the ark of his testament.
Oh man, we got an ark up there. The ark of the testament in heaven. Let's add that to the list. Go ahead, Hebrew.
And there were lightnings and voices and thunderings and earthquakes and great hail.
All right, so let's run down the list. The head of this priesthood is the Father, right? He's the head. It's a temple in the heavens. There's an altar there. There's golden censer, golden altar, the tabernacle of the testimony, the angels officiating as priests in this heavenly temple with golden breastplates, priestly garments, and the Ark of the Testament. So now let's go look at the law, because both priesthoods had a law, and what aspects of the law was constant throughout both priesthoods. What was always active, what was inactive. We finna look at that a little bit. All right, let's go to Jubilees, Hebrew, in the other pseudo. Let's go to Jubilees in the other pseudo. Volume 2, Jubilees chapter 2. We're gonna hit a few in these Jubilees, Hebrew.
All right.
A few little quick hitters. Jubilees chapter 2, we're going to do verses 29 through 30. Jubilees chapter 2, we're going to do 29 through 30. Hebrew.
All right.
Hold on, let me get there. Okay, go ahead, Hebrew.
It says, make known and recount to the children of Israel the judgment of the day that they should keep the Sabbath their own and not forsake it in the error of their hearts.
Yeah.
And make known that it is not permitted to do work thereon which is unlawful, it being unseemly to do their pleasure thereon, and make known that they should not prepare anything which will be eaten or drunk, which they
Mm-hmm.
have not prepared for themselves on the sixth day.
Yeah.
And make known that it is not lawful to draw water, or to bring in, or to take out any work within their dwellings, which is carried in their gates. And they shall not bring in or take out from house to house on that day, because it is more holy, and it is more blessed than any day of the Jubilee of Jubilees. On this day we kept the Sabbath in heaven.
What they do?
Kept the Sabbath in heaven.
Oh, okay. So now we see what aspect of the law was kept in the heavens.
Mm.
So yeah, the law, the Shabbat was kept. You got angels officiating in the temple. You got everything you've seen on earth up in the heavens, written in the scripture. Then you got law being kept. The Shabbat. Go ahead, Hebrew.
On this day we kept the Sabbath in heaven. On this day we kept the Sabbath in heaven before it was made known to any human to keep the Sabbath thereon upon the earth.
Oh, okay. Okay. Let's go to the next spot. Jubilees chapter 3.
So
Go ahead, Hebrew. My bad.
so the Sabbath was being kept before Levi,
Before Levi.
before Moses and Aaron.
Yes, sir.
Mm,
We in the heavens. Why they doing all this priest work up there?
mm,
A whole priesthood operating before Levi was even thought of.
mm, mm.
Jubilees chapter 3, 8 through 10, Hebrew. Let's go look at some more law that was active.
Mm. All right. Verse 8.
10.
In the first week Adam was created, and also the rib, his wife. And in the second week he showed her to him. And therefore the commandment was given to observe the 7 days for a male, but for a female twice 7 days in their impurity.
Okay, go ahead.
And after 40 days were completed for Adam in the land where he was created, we brought him into the Garden of Eden so that he might work it and guard it. And on the 8th day, his wife was also brought in, and after this, she entered into the Garden of Eden.
Mm-hmm.
And therefore, the command was written in the heavenly tablets for one who bears. If she bears a male, she shall remain 7 days in her impurity like the first 7 days.
Yeah.
In 33 days, she shall remain in the blood of her purity. And she shall not touch anything holy, and she shall not enter the sanctuary until she has completed these days, which are in accord with the rule for a male child.
Okay, so even this law was written in the heavenly tablets. So you got the Shabbat, you got cleanliness law right here, right? So the law is already in force, in play, in this order, in the heavens, right? You got Shabbat, then you got this purification at the childbirth law. Let's go look at something else. Let's go to Jubilees chapter 4. Flip right on over. Jubilees chapter 4, verses 1 through 5. Jubilees chapter 4, verses 1 through 5. What part of the law was active and what part of the law was inactive? We don't read nothing about no Levitical priest right now, do we?
All
Go
right.
ahead, Hebrew.
Jubilees chapter 4, verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
And in the third week, in the second Jubilee, she bore Cain. And in the fourth, she bore Abel. And in the fifth, she bore Awan, his daughter. And at the beginning of the third Jubilee, Cain killed Abel because the sacrifice of Abel was accepted, but the offering of Cain was not accepted.
So where did they learn the knowledge of offering and sacrifices? Where did they learn that from? You know what I'm saying? Like, we got to start asking ourselves these kind of questions. Well, Levi wasn't born yet, so how did they know how to do all this?
They had to learn it from somebody.
Yup. Go ahead, Hebrew.
All right. And he killed him in the field, and his blood cried out from the earth to heaven, making accusation because he killed him. And the Most High rebuked Cain on account of Abel because he killed him. And he made him a fugitive on the earth because of the blood of his brother.
Right.
And he cursed him upon the earth. And therefore it is written in the heavenly tablets, cursed is one who strikes his fellow with malice. And all who have seen and heard shall say, so be it.
So
And
before that was in the earth. What was it written, Hebrew?
in the heavenly tablets.
Okay, because we going through this. So when we get to parts 2 and parts 3 and start reading stuff like, since the priesthood changed, there also is a necessity of the change in the law. You won't think that it's talking about thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not steal, don't keep no feast days, don't keep the Shabbat. You won't be thrown off because we see Melchizedek was in the heavens first reigning, and the law was active. You had the law of murder, law of purification at the childbirth, the Shabbat. Let's go look at some more. You finished it off, Hebrew?
Yeah, cursed is one who strikes his fellow with malice, and all who have seen and heard shall say, so be it. And the man who saw and did not report it shall be cursed like him.
That was it on that?
That is it.
All right, let's go to Jubilees chapter 6, 17 through 18. Jubilees chapter 6, 17 through 18.
All right. Therefore, it is ordained and written in the heavenly tablets that they should observe the feast of Shavuot.
Oh, feast days too? Oh, man. So when we get to parts 2 and 3 and start reading stuff like, for the ordinances that was blotted out against us.
Come on, man.
We know what part he ain't talking about.
Come on now.
Before we even get there,
Yeah,
we gonna kill it. We know what part he ain't talking about. All right, go ahead.
All right. That they should observe the feast of Shavuot in this month once per year in order to renew the covenant in all respects, year by year. And all of this feast was celebrated in heaven.
Ooh.
From the day of creation until the days of Noah, 26 jubilees and 5 weeks of years. And Noah and his children kept it for 7 jubilees and 1 week of years until the day of the death of Noah. And from the day of the death of Noah, his sons corrupted it until the days of Abraham, and they ate blood.
All right. Now let's flip back to Jubilees chapter 3, Hebrew, and let's hit verses 26 through 27 this time.
All right. Jubilees 3 and 26.
Yep.
And you command the children of Israel and let them guard this day.
Jubilees. Let me make sure I'm in the right spot.
You in 3. My bad. I'm in 2.
Okay, yeah.
I'm in 2.
26 through 27.
All right. Jubilees 3, 26 and 27. And he made for them garments of skin, and he dressed them and sent them from the Garden of Eden.
Okay.
And on that day, when Adam went out from the Garden of Eden, he offered a sweet smelling sacrifice, frankincense, galbanum, stocks, and spices in the morning with the rising of the sun from the day he covered his shame.
All right. So here we got Adam, the first man. Right? Right. We got people in the chat saying Melchizedek was Shem. Facts. But we need to look at even before that. We going back even before that, right? Because that's where a lot of people like to pick up, and hey, it's a whole lot that's being missed. You know what I'm saying? So here we have Adam doing priest work. Yep. It say he offered a sweet smelling sacrifice. He offered spices, frankincense, galbanum, stacks. I don't know how to say that word. Go ahead, Hebrew.
You want me to read?
Read. That was 20. Yeah, that was 26, 27. That was it on that. So even before Shem, how did Adam know? You know what I'm saying? All this is going on in the heavens.
He had to learn it from somewhere.
Yeah.
And this is before Shem.
Yep. This is before Shem. Remember, hey, the heavens was always open to Adam and Eve before the fall.
Yes, sir.
Ask me anything. All you got to do is look up. Heavens open. Christ going in and out of the garden, in and out of the garden, coming in and out of the garden, from heaven to the garden, from garden to the heaven. Ask me anything. All right, let's go to the next spot. Now let's go to Genesis 1. Genesis 1, we're going to read one verse, Hebrew, verse 26.
All right.
Genesis 1, verse 26, Hebrew. Read one verse.
All right.
Yeah.
And Elohim said, let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth.
All right, so now we from our former knowledge of knowing about Melchizedek, we know it's an aspect of king and priest, right? So we just seen Adam doing priest work. Then we went right here to Genesis 1 and 26 and seen dominion,
rulership.
That's rulership. That's kingship. Where so somebody real technical group might say, "Well, I don't see king there." You reading into dominion too much, brother. Second Enoch 58. Let's go there. Since you want to see it verbatim.
Adam was king.
Let's go to Second Enoch chapter 58. Second Enoch chapter 58.
Which one you want on the left or the right?
The left. Second Enoch chapter 58, Hebrew. Let's do verses 1 and 2.
All right. It says, listen to me, my children, today. In the days of our father Adam, the Most High came down onto the earth on account of Adam. And he inspected all his creatures, which he himself had created in the beginning of the 1,000 ages. And when after all those he had created Adam. And the Most High summoned all the animals of the earth, and all the reptiles of the earth, and all the birds that fly in the air. And he brought them all before the face of our father Adam, so that he might pronounce the names for all the quadrupeds And Adam named everything that lives on the earth.
Right.
And the Most High appointed him over everything as king.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
And he subjected everything to him in subservience under his hand,
Yeah.
both the dumb and the deaf, to be commanded and for submission and for every servitude. So also to every human being,
Mm.
the Most High created mankind to be the master of all his possessions. And the Most High would not judge a single animal's soul
That
for
was
the
it,
sake.
Hebrew.
That was it.
That was
All
it
right.
already. Yeah. So we see Adam doing priest work. Then we see king and priest. King and priest. Somebody still might be like, well, I just don't see Melchizedek, the word Melchizedek. That's all they can say to me.
I mean, bruh, you ain't gonna read in the Bible, wipe your butt after you boo boo, but you gonna do it. It's just, come on, man.
Thanks. Hey, let's jump right down to chapter 59, Hebrew. Let's do chapter 59.
All right.
Let's do 1 through 5 on this one. Let's do 1 through 5. So pretty much the whole chapter.
All right.
Yep. This is the time of Enoch now. This Enoch. So now we moving on down the line. Adam, well, in the heavens first.
Right.
Move down to Adam. Then we're gonna move on down to Enoch. All right? Let's go, Hebrew.
So by default, after what we just read in Jubilees, in Genesis, and in this second Enoch on Adam by default is the first king and priest to ever walk on the earth.
On this earth, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And just let me throw these in for the flavor. The first sacrifice was done by Yeshua. Animals for Adam and Eve.
Facts. Matter of fact, I do you one even better than that.
Go eat.
It was done in the heavens by the Father. He said that the Lamb was slain from the foundation of the world.
Oh, another king and priest.
Another king and priest.
Come on, man.
Come on now.
Shots fired.
If it ain't Levi and if it ain't Melchizedek, which priesthood is it? Jethro's priesthood?
What the hell?
Michael the Archangel is the spearhead of all this. Come on, man. Chapter 59.
All right, verse 1.
Chapter 59.
Verse 1.
Yeah.
He who acts lawlessly with the soul of an animal acts lawlessly with his own soul.
Yeah.
For a person brings one of the clean animals to make a sacrifice on account of sin.
Hold on. What? This Enoch? In Enoch time, is instructions on sacrifice. So we ain't just pulling this out the earth. Like, man, them brothers was priests back then. They were building altars. This priest work. We're reading it tonight.
I think on another level, we still waiting for an answer to this scripture on a whole different topic.
Oh yeah, I know what you're getting at. Yeah. Yeah. But so we got instructions on sacrifice before Levi. Let's get it.
All right. Says for a person brings one of the clean animals to make a sacrifice on account of sin,
right,
so that he may have healing for his soul. If he brings it to the sacrifice from clean animals and birds and cereals, grains, then there is healing for that person, and he will heal his soul. Everything that has been given to you for food, bind by 4 legs, so as to perform the healing properly. And there is healing, and he will heal his soul. Now,
speak your mind.
Random. I ain't never
tonight, Hebrew. Speak your mind.
I ain't never seen no carrot with 4 legs. or what they call them, a iceberg of lettuce
Right.
with 4 legs.
Yeah.
I ain't never
Me
seen no
neither.
apple with 4 legs.
Man, I ain't never seen no grapes with 4 legs. It all sounds stupid when you get to reading the scriptures, don't it? It all sounds dumb. You finished that Hebrew?
Nah, I'm in 4.
Go ahead, finish that out.
All right, it says, and he who puts to death any kind of animal without bonds puts his own soul to death and acts lawlessly with his own flesh.
Mm.
And he who does any kind of harm whatsoever to any kind of animal in secret, it is an evil custom, and he acts lawlessly with his own soul.
All right. So you got instructions on how to sacrifice animals in Enoch's time, right? Let's jump to Genesis chapter 8. Let's jump to Genesis chapter 8. We're going to read verses 16 through 20. Genesis chapter 8, verses 16 through 20. And then just going back to the whole food thing, bro. Like, I don't care what diets you choose. Genesis 1:29, Leviticus 11. You all eating garbage. Even if you strictly Genesis 1:29, bro. They put so much stuff in the food. You not even getting the full benefit of a straight Genesis 1:29 diet.
I mean, and even before they started tampering with the food, right? The Most High said, "Cursed is the ground for thy sake, Adam."
Come on now.
So the ground cursed, and then he told Ezekiel, "You gonna eat your bread defiled
everywhere you go.
Everywhere you go."
Negroes act like they got they controlling Monsanto and the FDA and
they got a secret farm where they
right
contaminate.
Right, like they got a special spot down at the FDA for them Negro. Okay, now with them Israelite stuff over here now. You know they Nazarenes. Make sure y'all put it. Don't spray none of that on their stuff.
Oh man.
That's how Negroes act. That's how they hop on the camera and act like they got a special spot down there at the FDA.
Stop,
yeah, see, they said I stuck to the side down there.
You will be the first one they gonna contaminate.
Negro don't know how to grow avocado.
Everybody eating garbage. Dr. Sebi still died, didn't he?
Yep.
Still took that dirt now, because I don't care what you eat, you can't reverse what Adam did.
Come on, man.
You gonna die anyway. Come on now.
Hey, it's a video out about one of them cats, showing the satanic mess that they in.
Oh yeah, I seen that.
Yeah.
Man, look, the Negro was telling people not to drink water. Come on now. I mean, why would you listen? Why would you waste any more time on that? I'm gonna have you around here smelling like space heater smoke and dirty earring backs.
Yeah.
Talking about don't drink no water.
Oh man.
What?
Right.
Negro, something else. Don't drink no water.
Don't drink no water? Wow.
Sitting up there posing like the Baphomet, and you gonna listen to him talking about don't drink no water.
Who is it?
Come on now, who else?
Oh, I don't know. I ain't heard that.
Man, a witch doctor, man.
Oh! He so did pose like the Baphomet. He sure did. He said don't drink no water.
Yeah. But hey, come on, back on topic. We in Genesis 8, verses 16 through 20.
All right, Genesis 8, verse 16.
Yeah.
Go forth of the ark, thou and thy wife and thy sons and thy sons' wives with thee. Bring forth with thee every living thing that is with thee of all flesh, both of fowl and of cattle, and of every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth, and that they may breed abundantly in the earth, and be fruitful and multiply upon the earth. And Noah went forth, and his sons, and his wife, and his sons' wives with him, every beast, every creeping thing, every fowl, and whatsoever creepeth upon the earth after their kinds went forth out of the ark. And Noah builded an altar unto the Most High,
Mm.
and took of every clean beast, and of every clean fowl, and
Right.
offered burnt offerings on the altar.
And see, the whole it ain't even about food. Just by reading this right here,
Mm.
you know what I'm saying? Because it wasn't that many animals left. Now, if it was all about food, like how Negroes try to make it out today, why a righteous man like Noah, like, man, I ain't finna sacrifice none of these animals. I'm gonna need me some meat.
Right.
It wasn't about food, but on back to what we talking about. Noah sacrificing animals, knowing how to build an altar.
Mm. And he has the knowledge of clean and unclean.
Yep. Clean and unclean. He got that knowledge. All right, let's go to the next spot. Hebrew, Genesis chapter 12. Genesis chapter 12. This probably gonna be the shortest part of this series right here. Genesis chapter 12. I think I got one verse here. Yup, verse 7.
All right. Genesis chapter 12, verse 7. And the Most High appeared unto Abram and said, unto thy seed will I give this land. And there builded he an altar unto the Most High who appeared unto him.
Okay, so Abraham got the knowledge on how to build altars. A matter of fact, just let you know that they couldn't do it no other way. Go read Genesis, what's that, 20? Mm-hmm. Go read Genesis 20. I mean, Exodus 20. Exodus 20. That was before the Levitical priesthood was set up. Yeah, showing you couldn't build altars. You couldn't take no hewn stone. You know why? Because it might have been an altar to another god. An altar from another god. So these brothers knew the specific instructions on how to build altars and all that. Sacrifice animals, sacrifice spices, drink. We can read drink offerings. Jacob poured out drink offerings unto the Lord. Let's go to the next spot. Genesis 22, 7 through 9. Genesis 22, 7 through 9. And if you one of them people that's saying this is not the Melchizedek priesthood, just tell me which one it is. Because Levi ain't born yet.
There's gonna be a lot of
Man, give it up. Genesis chapter 22, verses 7 through 9.
Genesis 22 and verse 7.
Yep.
And Isaac spake unto Abraham his father and said, my father. And he said, here am I, my son. And he said, behold, the fire and the wood, but where is the lamb for a burnt offering? And Abraham said, my son, Yah will provide himself a lamb for a burnt offering.
Wait a minute. How did they know about the burnt offering if Levi wasn't there to teach them? Let's see if they had proof. If we can find more proof of them knowing how to build altars. Let's keep reading, Hebrew.
So they went both of them together, and they came to the place which Yah had told him of, and Abraham built an altar there and laid the wood in order.
Oh, so he know how to lay the wood in the correct order. Oh, okay. Go ahead. See, we slowing down. We reading some stuff. Go ahead, Hebrew.
And bound Isaac his son and laid him upon the altar, and laid him on the altar upon the wood.
All right, let's go to the next spot. Genesis 35. Genesis 35. We're gonna read one verse. The first verse, verse 1.
And this is all Bereshit in the beginning.
That's right. My bad. My bad. I sure been slipping on that. Appreciate that, Hebrew. This is 35-1.
Right. So,
And Hebrew, you know, feel free, man. You got any precepts, you know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure you're gonna call something out that's in part 2 or part 3, but you know.
nah, man, look, you know how you get into a fight and you know you pummeling the poor little fella. He
Yeah.
just don't want to fight back. I think that this what happened to her. It's
Yeah,
like so at a certain point you get like, I'll
yeah.
start feeling sorry for him.
Like the brew that hopped in the chat a few weeks ago. Oh man, he wanted all the smoke.
Wanted all the smoke.
Boy, he wasn't playing with us. We do all the response video. Man, look, crickets.
Man, look, I'm gonna tell you when we get off. I don't want to earn it out on live.
I bet. All right. Let's go to Genesis chapter 35, verse 1. Just verse 1, Hebrew.
All right.
Yes, sir.
And Yah said unto Yaakov, arise, go up to Bethel and dwell there, and make there an altar unto Yah.
Okay, so let me stop you right there. If they did not get the knowledge on how to build an altar, why is God telling him to go build one? Right? Go ahead, Hebrew.
And make there an altar unto Yah that appeared unto thee when thou fleddest from the face of Esau thy brother.
All right, so we got numerous accounts of brothers in the Old Testament doing priest work. All right, so now let's go to Second Enoch. Let me see. Enoch 6. We in Second Enoch. We finna be in this Second Enoch for a good little minute.
All right.
Yeah, we in Second Enoch chapter 68. We gonna read chapter 68, 69, 70, 71, and 72. Very important. Very important. Enoch chapter 68 first, Hebrew.
I see the brother in there. He says Shem taught Abraham, but who taught Shem? You got to ask yourself that, who taught Shem, and then you got to ask yourself who taught whoever taught Shem, and then who taught them, and then who taught them. And, you know, you got to keep going with that process until you get to the beginning. Who taught the first person that was taught in the beginning?
Facts. And that's what you got to do, man. You got to keep going back. And then, because everybody wondering who is Melchizedek? Go back. You know what I'm saying? That's who you find out who it is. And when you find out who it is, then you know how, okay, he can get his title to anybody who he chooses. And then we gonna see once we get through the start and the regression of the Levitical priesthood, which was leading back to Melchizedek, we gonna see how he made an oath. Hey, nobody hold high priest forever. No more besides this one guy right here. So hey, we gonna walk it down. We gonna walk it down. Don't worry. Hey, I could have came out here and crammed everything into 3 hours, but why did you tell me to do it like that? All right, so let's walk it down, Hebrew. Second Enoch chapter 68. Go ahead.
You want it all?
Let me see. I don't think I want it on this 68. You know what? Yeah, go ahead. Pick it up at verse 1. All
right.
No.
It says Enoch was born on the 6th day of the month Sivan And he lived for 365 years, and he was taken up to heaven in the month Nisan on the first day. And he remained in heaven for 60 days, writing down all those notes about all the creatures which the Most High had created. And he wrote 366 books and he handed them over to his sons, and he remained on the earth for 30 days talking with them. And then he was taken up to heaven again in the month of Sivan on the 6th day, on the very same 6th day on which he was even born, and at that very same hour. And just as every person has as his nature the darkness of this present life, so also he has his conception and birth and departure from this life. In the hour in which he was conceived, in that hour also he is born, and in that also he departs.
Go ahead, Hebrew.
And Methuselah and his brothers and all the sons of Enoch hurried, and they constructed an altar at the place called Achuzan, and whence and where Enoch had been taken up to heaven.
Right.
And they obtained sheep and oxen, and they summoned all the people, and they sacrificed sacrifices in front of the face of the Most High.
Right. No signs of him striking them down for doing that. He said in front of his face.
That's right.
Go ahead, Hebrew.
And all the people and the elders of the people and the whole assembly came to them to the festival and brought offerings for the sons of Enoch.
Right.
And they made a great festival, rejoicing and making merriment for 3 days, praising Yah, who had given them such a sign through Enoch, his own favored servant, even so that they might hand it on to their own sons from generation to generation, from age to age. Amen.
All right, right on this chapter 69, Hebrew. Go ahead.
All right.
Finna do some reading now, y'all.
And on the third day, in the same evening, the elders of the people spoke to Methuselah, saying, stand in front of the face of the Most High, and in front of the face of all the people, and in front of the face of the altar of the Most High, and you will be glorified in your people. And Methuselah answered his people, wait, O men, until the Most High, the power of my father Enoch, shall himself raise up for himself a priest over his own people.
Okay, is Levi born yet, Hebrew?
Negative.
So we still in Melchizedek.
Correct.
We still in Melchizedek. Go ahead.
All right. It says, and the people waited until that night in vain at the place of Achuzan. And Methuselah reigned near the altar and prayed to the Most High and said, O Yah, the only one of the whole world who has taken away my father Enoch, you raise up a priest for your people and give their heart understanding to fear your glory and to perform everything in accordance with your will. Methuselah fell asleep, and the Most High appeared to him in a night vision and said to him, listen, Methuselah, I am the Most High, the power of your father Enoch. Give heed to the voice of these people and stand in front of my altar, and I shall glorify you in front of the face of all the people, and you will be glorified all the days of your life, and I shall bless you. And Methuselah got up from his sleep and blessed the Most High who had appeared to him. And the elders of the people hurried to Methuselah, and the Most High Yah directed Methuselah's heart to give heed to the voice of the people. And he said to them, Yahuwah Elohim is the one who has given grace to these people in front of my eyes today. And Sarkazan and Carmus and Zazas, the elders of the people, hurried and attired Methuselah in designated in the designated garments, in the designated garments, in the designated garments,
Ooh.
and placed a blazing crown on his head.
Wow. Wow, what's going on here?
And they're making a king and anointing him priest.
Man, look here. You see what's going on. Say that again.
They are crowning a king and anointing him priest.
Go ahead, Hebrew. Let's keep reading.
All right. And the people hurried and they brought sheep and oxen and some birds, all of them having passed inspection. Huh? Having
Hey,
passed inspection.
there it is again. More aspects of the Torah is active. The only
Mm,
thing we don't see that's active right now is if you ain't from this line of Levites, you can't hang in the temple. So when we get to scriptures where it say the ordinances that was blotted out, well, which ordinances weren't there from the beginning?
mm,
The ordinances for the Levitical priests.
mm.
The ordinances for the sacrifices. So what ordinances was blotted out for us that was against us?
Come on, man.
It wasn't never none of the moral law. Go ahead, Hebrew.
Where was it? All right. All of them having passed inspection for Methuselah to sacrifice, not nobody else.
Ooh.
For Methuselah to sacrifice in the name of the Most High and in the name of the people.
Yeah.
Left it for the high priest. Huh?
Facts.
And Methuselah came up to the Most High's altar, and his face was radiant, like the sun at midday rising up, with
Yeah.
all the people in procession behind him. And Methuselah stood in front of the altar of the Most High, with all the people standing around the place of sacrifice.
Uh-huh.
And when the elders of the people had taken sheep and oxen, they tied their 4 legs together and placed them at the head of the altar. And they said to Methuselah, pick up the knife and slaughter them in the required manner in the face of the Most High. And Methuselah stretched out his hands to heaven, and he called out to the Most High thus, saying, accept me, O Yah, who am I, to stand at the head of your place of sacrifice and over the head of these people? And now, O Yah, look upon your servant and upon all these people. Now, all the inquiries, let them come to pass, and give a blessing to your servant in front of the face of all the people, so that they may realize that you are the one who has appointed me to be priest over your people. And
Who
it,
appointed him, Hebrew?
the Most High appointed him priest.
Oh, man. Here we go.
Mm,
Man, this is beautiful right here.
yes, it is.
This is beautiful right here. Hey, and just to a point, to a comment I seen in the chat, right? Who was that put that up in there? There was an oral law. Okay, that was my sister Francesca. There was an oral law before the written, but it always was and it will be. I got a precept, Hebrew. I want to go real quick. You ain't got it. You ain't flip it there. I'm finna flip it there. And I'm just going to read it real quick, Hebrew.
Yes, sir.
This is 2nd Baruch chapter 57.
Mm,
It says, for at that time, the unwritten law. Matter of fact, let me read the verse 1. And after these, you saw the bright waters. This is the fount of Abraham. So we're putting you in the time frame, right? Abraham and his generation, and the coming of his son, and the son of his son, and of those who were like him. For at that time, the unwritten law was in force among them, and the work of the commandments were accomplished at that time. And the belief in the coming judgment was brought about, and the hope of the world, which will be renewed, was built at that time, and the promise of the life which will come later was planted. So, hey, it tell you right there, the law was unwritten, but it was in force. It was in force, all right? I don't know what my Bruce stopped off at. He'll be right back.
Uh, I'm in verse 16, Hebrew.
Okay. All right.
All right. It says, and it happened when Methuselah had prayed that the altar was shaken,
Ooh.
and the knife rose up from the altar and leaped into Methuselah's hand in front of the face of all the people.
What?
And the
Supernatural stuff happened.
yes, sir. And the people trembled and glorified Yah. And Methuselah was honored in front of the face of the Most High and in front of the face of all the people from that day.
Right.
And Methuselah took the knife and slaughtered all that had been brought by the people. And the people rejoiced greatly, and they made merry in front of the face of the Most High and in front of the face of Methuselah on that day. And then the people went off to their own shelters, each one of them.
All right. Jump on into chapter 70, Hebrew.
All right. And Methuselah began to stand at the altar in front of the face of Yah and all the people from that day for 10 years, hoping in an eternal inheritance.
Mm.
Huh? Ain't
Right.
that what we all hoping for?
That's right.
And having thoroughly taught all the earth and all his own people, and there was not found one single person turning himself away in vanity from the Most High during all the days that Methuselah lived. And the Most High blessed Methuselah and was gratified by his sacrifices and by his gifts and by every kind of service which he performed in front of the face of the Most High.
Whoa, boy, that sound like he's spoken of as a priest. Sacrifices, gifts, or AKA offerings.
Offerings, yeah.
Every
And
kind of service
service?
he performed.
Come on, man. Come on, man.
Come on, man. Look at Melchizedek before it just fully came on the scene with the gangster lean. Right? This is man, this is beautiful right here. Go ahead.
Yes, all right. It says, and when the time of the departure days of Methuselah arrived, the Most High appeared to him in a night vision and said to him, listen, Methuselah, I am the Most High, the power of your father Enoch. I want you to know that the days of your life have come to an end, and the days of your rest has come close. Call Ner, the second son of your son Lamech, born after Noah, and invest in him the garments of your consecration and make yes, sir.
So we seeing a passing down of garments in this Melchizedek priesthood. Hey, come on now. Go ahead.
And make him stand at my altar and tell him everything that will happen in his days for the time of the destruction of all the earth and of every human being and of everything that lives on the earth is drawing near. For in his days there will be a very great breakdown on the earth, for each one has begun to envy his neighbor. And people against people have destroyed boundaries, and the nation wages war. And all the earth is filled with vileness and blood and every kind of evil. And even more than that, they have abandoned their master, and they will do obeisance to unreal gods, and to the vault above the sky, and to what moves above the earth, and to the waves of the sea. And the adversary will make himself great and will be delighted with his deeds to do my great provocation. And all the earth will change its seasons, and every tree and every fruit will change their seeds, anticipating the time of destruction. And all the races will change on the earth by my conflagration.
Did you see that, Hebrew?
Yeah, the trees and the fruits changing their seed.
Yep. You already know I was getting that.
Oh, I was laughing.
Yeah. Ain't that something?
Mm.
How good your fruit is?
Man, what?
It's dying.
Yeah. You eat that, and they say you eating dead animal flesh. Well, why
Dead fruit flesh.
if I let that fruit sit in my refrigerator for too long, it start turning brown? Ain't that dying too?
Yeah.
Come on, man. You let look.
Man, boy, these Negroes need to shut up.
You let it sit in your refrigerator too long, your whole refrigerator gonna start stinking.
Yep.
And then they talking about dead animal flesh. If you eating grapes, you eating flesh.
Flat facts. What they call that?
Flesh of grapes. Yeah. The flesh of grapes.
Boy, these Negroes. But hey, they deep. They deep though. They deep. Let them tell it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Go ahead, bro.
And all the races will change on the earth by my conflagration. Then I shall give the command, the bottomless will be poured out over the earth, and the great storages of the waters of heaven will come down onto the earth in a great substance and in accordance with the first substance.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole constitution of the earth will perish, and all the earth will quake, and it will be deprived of its strength from that day. Then I will preserve the son of your son Lamech, his first son Noah, and from his seed I will raise up another world, and his seed will exist forever until the second destruction, when once again mankind will have committed sin in front of my face. And Methuselah leaped up from his sleep, and his dream was very disturbing. And he summoned all the elders of the people and recounted to them all that the Most High had said to him and all the vision that he had revealed to him by the Most High. And all the people were disturbed by his vision. And they answered him, the Most High is master, and he will act in accordance with his own will. And now, Methuselah, you do everything just as the Most High has told you. And Methuselah summoned Ner, the son of Lamech, Noah's younger brother, and he invested him with the vestments of priesthood in front of the face of all the people, and made him stand at the head of the altar of the Most High, and he taught him everything that he would have to do among the people.
All right, so now it's becoming a little bit more clear that, you know what I'm saying, this was really a thing before Levi.
I don't mean to cut you off, Hebrew, but have you peeped that though? In this particular priesthood that we talking about, right?
Mm-hmm.
These priests are being chosen.
Yeah, that's a good point.
The Levitical priesthood comes through a lineage.
That's right.
But these priests are being chosen.
That's a fact. That's a very important point. A very important point, because when we get to Hebrews 7, you're going to see without father, without mother, nor having, what it say? Y'all know what it say. Y'all know what verse I'm talking about.
Beginning of days, nor end of life.
That's right. Because what priesthood was based off of lineage and which one wasn't?
They're right. They're all strictly spiritual.
Man, a lot of stuff starting to unfold already, Hebrew, in the first part.
Yes, sir.
And we still ain't touched Genesis 14. Go ahead.
That was it for you want me to read the whole 70?
We reading all through it. We're gonna read chapter 71, and then we're gonna read Hebrew. Yeah, we're gonna try to read 72 as well.
All right.
Go ahead though.
Oh, wait, no. All right. And Methuselah spoke to the people. Here is Ner. He will be in front of your face from the present day as a prince and a leader.
Mm.
And the people said to Methuselah, let it be so for us in accordance with your word. And you be the voice of the Most High, just as he said to you. And when Methuselah had spoken to the people in front of the altar, his spirit was convulsed. And having knelt on his knees, he stretched out his hands to heaven and prayed to the Most High. And as he was praying to him, his spirit went out in accordance with the will of the Most High. And Ner and all the people hurried and constructed a sepulchre for Methuselah in the place Akuzan, very thoughtfully adorned with all holy things, with lamps. And Ner came with many praises, and the people lifted up Methuselah's body, glorifying Yah. They performed the service for him at the sepulchre, which they had made for him, and they covered him over. And they said, how blessed was Methuselah in front of the face of the Most High, and in front of the face of all the people. And when they wanted to go away to their own places, Ner said to the people, hurry up today and bring sheep and bulls and turtle doves and pigeons, so that you may make a sacrifice in front of the face of the Most High today, and then go away to your houses. And the people gave heed to Ner the priest, and they hurried, and they brought them and tied them up at the head of the altar. And Ner took the knife of sacrifice and slaughtered all that had been brought to be sacrificed in front of the face of the Most High. And all the people made merry in front of the face of Yah. And on that day they glorified the Most High, the power of heaven and earth, the power of Ner. And from that day there was peace and order over all the earth in the days of Ner, 202 years. And then the people turned away from the Most High, and they began to be envious one against another, and the people went to war against people, and race rose up against race, and struggled and insulted one another. Even if the lips were the same, nevertheless the hearts chose different things. For the devil became ruler for the third time.
That's a whole nother class right there.
Yes, sir.
Whole nother class. A lot of people think this is second go round. Go ahead.
For the devil became ruler for the third time. The first was before paradise.
So the first was before paradise. When you read Genesis 1 and 2, tohu and bohu, it means chaos. So now, you know what I'm saying, we getting into something totally different. Tohu and bohu, chaos. Why do you get chaos when you look up them two words? Well, we just find out here Satan was wreaking havoc before paradise. When darkness was on the face of the deep, what was going on? Man, that's deep right there. Go ahead.
Hallelujah.
Go ahead.
All right. The first was before paradise. The second time was in paradise.
Yep.
The third time was after paradise and continuing right up to the flood. And there arose disputation and great turbulence. And Ner the priest heard and was greatly aggrieved, and he said in his heart, in truth, I have come to understand how the time has arrived, and the saying which the Most High said to Methuselah, the father of my father Lamech.
Keep going. 71, Hebrew.
Behold, the wife of Ner, whose name is Sopanim, being sterile and never having at any time given birth to a child by Ner, and Sopanim was in the time of her old age and in the day of her death.
Right.
She conceived in her womb but Ner the priest had not slept with her.
Don't this sound familiar?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead, Hebrew.
Nor had he touched her from the day that the Most High had appointed him to conduct the liturgy in front of the face of the people.
Mm-hmm.
And when Sopanim saw her pregnancy, she was ashamed and embarrassed, and she hid herself during all the days until she gave birth. And not one of the people knew about it. And when 282 days had been completed and the day of birth had begun to approach, and Ner remembered his wife, and he called her to himself in his house. In his house, so she got a. That's a whole different. That's a whole different topic. So that he might converse with her. And Sopanim came to Ner, her husband, and behold, she was pregnant, and the day appointed for giving birth was drawing near. And Ner saw her, and he became very ashamed. And he said to her, "What is this that you have done, O wife? And why have you disgraced me in front of the face of these people? And now depart from me, and go where you began the disgrace of your womb, so that I might not defile my hand on account of you and sin in front of the face of the Most High."
Hey, now to all those in the chat, what story do this sound like to you? What you know what I'm saying? What story do this sound like to you? Just put it in the chat. Just put it in the chat. What this sound like to y'all? What this sound like to y'all? Woman past menopause and all that, end up pregnant. And the husband, he like, hey, look, go back to where you defile your womb there to get out my face. Okay, Mary and Joseph. Yep. Y'all already know. Okay. And who is the priest forever after the order of Melchizedek now? Christ. Christ. All right. So now let's keep reading. Go ahead, Hebrew.
All right. Where was I at? All right. And Sophanim spoke to Ner, her husband, saying, "O my master, behold, it is the time of my old age, and the day of my death has arrived. I do not understand how my menopause and the barrenness of my womb has been reversed."
And look, and if that was us today, that would have sounded like a bunch of BS to us. Like, woman, you not finna get up, you not finna sit up here and try to convince me that you passed menopause and you done had a baby and I ain't slept with you. You sound crazy to me.
Come on, man.
Right? Go ahead, Hebrew.
And Ner did not believe his wife. And for the second time, he said to her, "Depart from me, or else I might assault you."
That thing got heated.
Yeah, it got heated.
It got heated for real, bro. Hey, man, look, that's cold.
Yeah.
You think your woman has slept on you, and she just pop up one day out the blue with the fat belly, and she trying to explain to you what happened. You like, man, look, get out of my face with them lies. Go ahead, Hebrew.
Or else I might assault you and commit a sin in front of the face of the Most High. Now, on the flip side, check that out. He said, assault you and I might sin.
That's right, man. Hey, don't let your anger get the best of you. Go ahead, Hebrew.
And it came to pass when Ner had spoken to his wife Sopanim, that Sopanim fell down at Ner's feet and died.
Man, go ahead.
Ner was extremely distressed, and he said in his heart, "Could this have happened because of my word? Since by word and thought a person can sin, since by word and thought a person can sin in front of the face of the Most High. Now may Yah have mercy upon me. I know in truth in my heart that my hand was not upon her. And so I say, glory to you, O Yah, because no one among mankind knows about this deed which the Most High has done. And Nur hurried, and he shut the door of his house, and he went to Noah, his brother, and he reported to him everything that had happened in connection with his wife. And Noah hurried. He came with Nur, his brother. He came into Nur's house because of the death of Sopanim, and they discussed between themselves how her womb was at the time of giving birth. And Noah said to Nur, "Don't let yourself be sorrowful, Nur, my brother. For the Most High today has covered up our scandal in that nobody from the people knows this. Now, let us go quickly and let us bury her secretly, and the Most High will cover up the scandal of our shame." And they placed Sopanim on the bed, and they wrapped her around in black garments and shut her in the house prepared for burial. They
Hey,
dug up.
I want to throw this in here, Hebrew. It's a little out topic, but it's on topic. This story go to show you, watch how we talk to our spouses when we upset with each other. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, she dropped dead after he was mouth, you know what I'm saying some stuff he wasn't supposed to say.
And he was extremely distressed.
Yeah. But yeah, just go ahead, Hebrew. I just want to throw that in there.
That's powerful. All right. It says, now let us go quickly and let us bury her. No, and they dug a grave in secret, and a child came out from the dead Sophanim, and he sat on the bed at her side. This child came out from the dead Sophanim and sat on the bed at her side. And Noah and Ner came in to bury Sophanim, and they saw the child sitting beside the dead Sophanim and wiping his clothing. And Noah and Ner were very terrified with a great fear, because the child was fully developed physically like a 3-year-old.
What's going on here? Go ahead.
And he spoke with his lips, and he blessed the Most High. And Noah and Ner looked at him, and behold, the badge of priesthood was on his chest.
Ooh, boy, who is this child? Go ahead.
And it was glorious in appearance.
You see that? Hold on. This ain't Levi. It say the badge of priesthood was on his chest.
Born with a badge of priesthood.
Wow. Go ahead, Hebrew.
Where I'm at. And Noah
and Ner said.
And hold on. Yeah, and Noah and Ner said.
He wants you to get dealt out.
and Noah and Ner said, "Behold, Yah is renewing the priesthood from blood related to us, just as he pleases."
Wow.
And Noah and Ner hurried, and they washed the child, and they dressed him in the garments of priesthood, and they gave him the holy bread, and he ate it. And they called his name Melchizedek.
Wow. What they call him?
Melchizedek.
Okay, go ahead.
And and Noah and Ner lifted up the body of Sopanim and divested her of the black garments, and they washed her, and they clothed her in exceptionally bright garments, and they built a shrine for her. Noah and Ner and Melchizedek came, and they buried her publicly. And Noah said to his brother Ner, "Look after this child in secret until the time, because the people will become treacherous in all the earth, and they will begin to turn away from Yah, and having become totally ignorant, they will put him to death." And then Noah went away to his own place, and great lawlessness began to become abundant over all the earth in the days of Ner. And Ner began to worry excessively, especially about the child, saying, "Miserable it is for me, eternal master, that in my days all lawlessness has begun to become abundant over the earth. And I realize how much nearer our end is and over all the earth on account of the lawlessness of the people. And now, Yah, what is the vision about this child, and what is his destiny, and what will I do for him?"
Okay, so now we finna get, you know what I'm saying, the end game of the child, right? That's basically what he asked. What's the end game of this child?
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Is he gonna be the high priest forever after the order of Melchizedek?
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Is this really Christ as a child?
Mm.
Man, nah. Come on, man.
All
I
right.
done heard a bunch of teachings on these scriptures. You know what I'm saying? It's all what you call it. It's all conjecture when they, you know what I'm saying. But right here, he asking a simple question: what's the end game of this child right here? Go ahead, Hebrew.
What's it?
And the Most High heeded. Hold up. All right. It says, "Is it possible that he too will be joined with us in the destruction?"
Mm-hmm.
And the Most High heeded Ner and appeared to him in a night vision. He said to him, "Ner, the great lawlessness which has come about on the earth among the multitude, which I shall not tolerate. And behold, I desire now to send out a great destruction onto the earth, and everything that stands on the earth shall perish. But concerning the child, don't be anxious, Ner, because in a short while I will send my orchestrated, I guess.
Another word for archangel.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little tongue twister for me. Michael, I'm just gonna say Michael. He gonna send Michael,
Right.
and he hold up. He's sending Michael. He's sending Michael to get Melchizedek.
Right.
So Michael is Melchizedek.
Yeah. Yeah. That was, look. It's all coming together in the Hebrew.
I see why we have no response.
Yeah.
All right, it says, I shall send Michael, and he will take the child and put him in the paradise of Eden.
Okay, so that's the end game of the child, right? We can't read about this child coming to do nothing in the future or none of that. He said he gonna take the child and put him in paradise, right? Go ahead, Hebrew.
And in the paradise where Adam was formerly for 7 years, having heaven open all the time up until when he sinned.
Mm.
And this child will not perish along with those who are perishing in this generation, as I have revealed it, so that Melchizedek will be the priest to all holy priests.
What verse
And
you at, Hebrew? I lost my spot.
I'm at 29 now.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
And this child will not perish along with those who are perishing in this generation, as I have revealed it, so that Melchizedek will be the priest to all holy priests.
Now, hold on. Let me stop you right there. If this child's destiny is to be in paradise, right? He said so that Melchizedek will be a priest to all holy priests. So if the child is in paradise, how can he be a priest to all holy priests?
Mm.
Was this child Melchizedek who the Most High made the oath with for the priesthood?
Mm.
So the child was nothing more than the type. He came in the world the same way Christ came in the world. Let's keep reading, Hebrew.
Where they go? Eat stuff all over. Yes. Go eat. All right. It says, I will establish him so that he will be the head of the priests of the future.
Whew.
And Ner arose from his sleep, and he blessed the Most High, who had appeared to him, saying, Blessed be the Most High, the power of my fathers, who has told me how he has made a great priest in my day, in the womb of Sappanim, my wife, because I had no child in this tribe who might become the great priest. For this is my son and your servant, and you are the great Elohim. Therefore honor him together with your servants and great priests, with Sit and Enos and Rusi and Amalam and Prasadam and Malaleel and Sarok and Arusan and Alim and Enoch and Methuselah and me, your servant Ner.
All right,
And
he just reeled off a whole list of priests.
yes, sir.
Go ahead, Hebrew.
And behold, Melchizedek will be the head of the 13 priests who existed before, and afterward, in the last generation, there will be another Melchizedek for the first of 12 priests, and the last will be the head of all,
Ooh-wee.
a great arch priest, the word and power of Yah.
Wow. Wow. That's a bomb. That's a bomb right there. Like, we need to just stop and sit and let that marinate real quick.
That's nuclear. That's nuclear.
Man, look here. Read that.
That deal said, and afterward, in the last generation, there will be another Melchizedek, the first of 12 priests, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the last, I am Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end,
Yeah.
right? And the last will be the head of all.
Man, look, Papa Shoe said we don't need another part. She said that closed casket, bro.
Okay, that's it.
That's it.
Bruh, that you know how you hit a man, you shooting and you hit a man in the heart.
Yeah.
If you hit him in the sternum, you hit him in the lung.
Yeah.
This is the headshot.
That's the headshot right between the eyes. That's the headshot right between. And see, that's why I be telling these Negroes. They come out with their videos. They let off 100 shots and miss. We just let off one headshot and it's over.
It's over.
It's over.
Can't give me the watch.
And look, we still ain't hit Genesis 14 yet.
Come on, man.
That's why.
I know, baby girl. We still ain't went there yet.
Come here.
Whenever you get ready to pick that back up, Hebrew, pick that back up.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. I need one for you.
Man, that was heavy right there. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was like woo. Nature Boy Ric Flair woo.
That was the Chris Rock Will Smith slap.
Yeah. All right. It says, and I'm gonna read that again. And the last will be the head of all, a great arch priest, the word and power of Yah, who will perform miracles greater and more glorious than all the previous ones. He, Melchizedek, will be priest and king in the place Akuzan that is to say, in the center of the earth where
Mm.
Adam was created,
Mm.
and there will be his final grave.
Wow.
Sound like Jerusalem.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
And in connection with the archpriest, it is written how he also will be buried there, where the center of the earth is, just as Adam also buried his own son there, Abel, whom his brother Cain murdered. For he lay for 3 years unburied until he saw a bird called jackdaw, how it buried its own young. I know that great confusion has come, and in confusion this generation will come to an end, and everyone will perish except that Noah, my brother, will be preserved, and afterward there will be a planting from his tribe, and there will be other people, and there will be another Melchizedek, the head of priests, reigning over the people and performing the liturgy for the Most High.
All right, chapter 72, Hebrew. And then y'all at the chapter 72, we finally gonna hit Genesis 14. We're gonna do 11 through 22, Jasher 16, 1 through 12, then Exodus 19, 1 through 6. So we
I'm
got 3 more spots after this chapter 72 right here.
I'm just gonna say this right here to all of y'all out there in opposition. Fight back.
If you can.
Just swing.
If you can. If you still responsive. You know what I'm saying? That was just a headshot. I don't even think they moving no more after that.
Legs twitching.
Yeah.
Like, oh my goodness.
Facts. We got to walk up to him and give him that is he dead kick.
Is he kid? Oh man. I'm gonna show you what old boy been on.
Okay. I bet.
All right, chapter 72. Get that from me. And when the child had been 40 days in Ner's tent, the Most High said to Michael, "Go down onto earth to Ner the priest, and take my child, Melchizedek, who is with him, and place him in the paradise of Eden for preservation. For the time is approaching, and I will pour, no, and I will pour out all the."
No.
My bad. My bad. Calm down. All right. Where was I at? All right. I'm gonna start there from the top.
All right.
And when the child had been 40 days in Ner's tent, the Most High said to Michael, "Go down onto the earth to Ner the priest, and take my child Melchizedek, who is with him, and place him in the paradise of Eden for preservation. For the time is approaching, and I will pour out all the water onto the earth, and everything that is on earth will perish." Michael hurried, and he came down when it was night, and Ner was sleeping on his bed. And Michael appeared to him and said to him, "Thus saith the Most High, Ner, send the child to me whom I entrusted to you." And Ner did not realize who was speaking to him, and his heart was confused. And he said, "When the people find out about the child, then they will seize him and kill him, because the heart of these people is deceitful in front of the face of the Most High." Ner said to the one who was speaking, "The child is not with me, and I don't know who you are." And he who was speaking to me answered, "Don't be frightened, Ner. I am the Most High's archangel. The Most High has sent me, and behold, I shall take your child today. I will go with him, and I will place him in the paradise of Eden, and there he will be forever.
Mm.
And when the 12th generation shall come into being, and there will be 1,070 years, and there will be born in that generation a righteous man. And the
Mm-hmm.
Most High will tell him that he should go out to that mountain where stands the ark of Noah, your brother, and he will find there another Melchizedek who
Right.
has been living there for 7 years.
We had some Negro saying that this was him a few years ago. I had some Negro saying this was him. Now that is scripture, it don't go into great detail about these other Melchizedeks,
Right.
but it's just letting you know it was a succession of these priests in the earth before Levi. You had a whole active priesthood with the law, with the feast days, with the instruction on how to build the altar, the garments, the crowns. You know what I'm saying? The passing down of the man. Come on now. Come on, go ahead.
All right. And he will find there another Melchizedek who has been living there for 7 years, hiding himself from the people who sacrifice to idols so that they might not kill him. He will bring him out, and he will be the first priest and king in the city Salem, in the style of this Melchizedek, the originator of the priest. The years will be completed up to that time, 3,432, from the beginning and the creation of Adam, and from that Melchizedek, the priest will be 12 in number until the great Igumen. That is to say, leader will bring out everything visible and invisible. And Ner understood the first dream and believed it.
That was easy, bro. That was
That's
it
it.
on that.
All
That
right.
was it on that. So this whole story is going to show you that hey, all these Melchizedek priests is leading up to one ultimate. That's what you should have got out of all that right there. Right? So now let's go to Genesis 14. We're closing it out. Let's go to Genesis 14. Let's go look at another Melchizedek. Genesis 14, Hebrew, verses 1 through 4. And then we're going to skip down to verse 11. Verses 1 through 4. Then skip down to verse 11.
All right. Genesis chapter 14 and verse 1. And it came to pass in the days of Amraphel, king of Shinar, Arioch, king of Elasar, Kedalamor, I guess, king of Elam, and Tidal, king of nations, that these made war with Barah, king of Sodom, and with Bersha, king of Gomorrah, Shinab, king of Admah, and Shemabir, king of Zeboim, and the king of Bela, which is Zoar. All these were joined together in the valley of Siddim, which is the Salt Sea. 12 years they served Kedorlaomer, and in the 13th year they rebelled.
Skip down to verse 17, Hebrew. Skip down to 17.
Right. Verse 17.
Yeah.
And the king of Sodom went out to meet him after his return from the slaughter of Kedorlaomer and of the kings that were with him at the valley of Savah, which is the king's dale. And Melchizedek, king of Salem, brought forth bread and wine, and he was the priest of the Most High Yah. And he blessed him.
A priest of Levi?
The priest of the Most High Yah.
Okay, go ahead.
And he blessed him and said, Blessed be Abram of the Most High Yah, possessor of heaven and earth. And blessed be the Most High Yah, which hath delivered thine enemies into thy hand. And he gave him tithes of all. And the king of Sodom said unto Abram, give me the persons, and take the goods to thyself. And Abram said to the king of Sodom, I have lifted up my hand unto the Most High, the Most High Yah, El Elyon, the possessor of heaven and earth, that I would not take from a thread even to a shoe latchet, and that I would not take anything that is thine, lest thou shouldest say, I have made Abram rich. Surely only that which the young men have eaten, and the portion of the men which went with me are near Eshcol and Mamre, let them take their portion.
All right, let's go to Jasher chapter 16. Let's go to Jasher chapter 16. And then we got one more spot after this. Jasher 16, Hebrew. Let's do 8 through 11. Jasher 16, 8 through 11. This is the same, scenario, same story. All you gotta do is pick it up at verse 1. We're getting right down to the heart of the matter, though. Let's do 8 through 11.
All right. And Abram recovered all the property of Sodom, and he also recovered Lot and his property, his wives and little ones, and all belonging to him, so that Lot lacked nothing. And when he returned from smiting these kings, he and his men passed the valley of Siddim, where the kings had made war together. And Barah, king of Sodom, and the rest of his men that were with him went out from the lion pits into which they had fallen to meet Abram and his men.
Right.
And Adonizedek, king of Jerusalem, the same was Shem, went out with his men to meet Abram and his people with bread and wine, and they remained together in the valley of Melech. And Adonizedek blessed Abram, and Abram gave him a tenth from all that he had brought from the spoil of his enemies. For Adonizedek was a priest before Yah.
All right, let's go to the last spot. Exodus chapter 19. Exodus chapter 19. Exodus chapter 19. And this was Melchizedek in the beginning, before it came into its fullness. Right? So we see it's a whole lot more to it than just Genesis 14, Jasher 16, Psalms 110. Which we ain't even touched Psalms 110 in this part. Still got to deal with that. Still got to deal with that. If y'all got some understanding tonight, put some 7s up in the room, some 12s or something. The Melchizedek priesthood started in the heavens, made its way down to earth. And then the Most High started to bring his people out of captivity and had to reteach his people.
That's right.
That's why the Order of Aaron is called what? A schoolmaster. But it wasn't the end. It was a means to an end to get you back to what was in the beginning. And that's pretty much how we're going to break this down. That's pretty much how we're going to break this down. All praises to the Most High. All praises. What I say, Exodus 19, Hebrew?
Yes, sir.
Now this is Moses, a Levite. Right? And we know he gave the instructions for the Levitical priesthood. But before he did that, he talked about another priesthood. Right? Exodus 19, let's do 1 through 6, Hebrew. 1 through 6. All praises, my sister Jewel Zion Israel. My brother over there knocked out, ain't he?
Who?
Brother Charles.
Charles.
Big Rob said he was gonna hang with us another hour. I want to know if he's still up in here.
Sleeping like
Snooze the lights.
Yeah,
Let's go to Exodus 19, 1 through 6, Hebrew.
All right. In the 3rd month, when the children of Israel were gone forth out of the land of Egypt, the same day came they into the wilderness of Sinai. For they were departed from Rephidim and were come to the desert of Sinai, and had pitched in the wilderness, and there Israel camped before the mount.
Yeah.
And Moses went up unto Yah, and the Most High called unto him out of the mountain, saying, Thus shalt thou say to the house of Jacob, and tell the children of Israel, Ye have seen what I did unto the Egyptians, and how I bare you on eagle's wings, and brought you unto myself. Now therefore, if ye will obey my voice indeed, and keep my covenant, then ye shall be a peculiar treasure unto me above all people, for all the earth is mine. And ye shall be unto me a kingdom of priests.
Hey, is he talking to just the Levites or the whole nation?
He talking to all Israel.
He
Said,
talking.
say
Yeah,
unto the house of Jacob, and tell the children of Israel.
yeah. So Moshe, the one who gave you the instructions, Israel, the instructions on the Levitical priesthood, he talked about another priesthood before that, before he even mentioned that. And he said the nation's supposed to be a kingdom of priests. So if it ain't Levi, y'all, it gotta be Melchizedek that he was
Yes, sir.
All right, go ahead.
All right, and ye shall be unto me a kingdom of priests and an holy nation. These are the words which thou shalt speak unto the children of Israel.
All right, that's the last spot. That's what we gonna end this portion of it. So far, we still got to deal with we dealt with the order of the priesthoods, of course. We dealt a little bit with what aspects of the laws were active and inactive. We answered that question. All right. We dealt with Melchizedek before it came into its fullness. And next we gonna deal with the start and the regression of the Levitical priesthood, the spiritual aspects of Torah and Melchizedek present and in the future. And in the end. So hey, about two more parts, and we should be wrapping it up. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna slow roll our way through this. I hope somebody got some understanding up out of this tonight. You know what I'm saying? That's the class.
Hallelujah. Excellent Hebrew. But
Yes, sir.
y'all ever seen Harlem Nights?
Yeah.
Y'all remember that scene where Quick was in the store and they was busting at him in the store, and they two guys that had Tommy guns and one guy had the pistol, pow, pow. And Quick just bust up with the strap, pow, pow, pow.
Yeah.
That's what this was.
Yeah. Yeah, man. We ain't finna play around with you Negroes, but every time, man. Every time y'all take y'all ball and go in the house when we decide to come outside and play. Every time. Why y'all do that? We want to play too, man. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. But man, I'm glad y'all got some understanding about this. You know what I'm saying? We got in the announcement.
Yeah, we'll be online tomorrow. Brother Charles Yah is on deck tomorrow.
Hallelujah.
Also, we will be going down to have a visit to the land. Those who want to come, want to meet us down there. I got to give Brother Adam out. I don't think we ever really just set a time, but I'll probably be around about 8 to 9 Sunday morning. When we go down to the land, anybody wants to go down there and just walk the land, visit the land or whatever. Praying for our brother and sister Aquila and Priscilla Music as they travel down tomorrow.
Hallelujah.
Pray knows how to be with them when they travel. Pray for all the brothers and sisters worldwide is trying to do this thing the right way, trying to do this in spirit and in truth. We pray for y'all that your strength be renewed. This thing get weary sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
And you can feel bogged down and overwhelmed at times. I know I do. So we're praying for all the brothers and sisters of the faith and continue that you continue therein. But that's all I got, man.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Y'all rest well. You know what I'm saying? And I want to do like a Q&A after the whole thing is done because I know people gonna have questions. Hopefully we answer most of them, during the classes. And be on the lookout. One of these parts might come on the Thursday night. They might, but we'll keep y'all posted and updated because I don't think I'm on the schedule no more this month. So yeah. So we'll see what's going on with all that. And like I say, y'all will get the notification. You know what I'm saying? We get ready to go back up. So y'all rest well. You know what I'm saying? Shabbat shalom. Enjoy the rest of y'all Sabbath. Hope y'all enjoyed the class tonight.
Hallelujah.
Shalom, family.
Hallelujah. Shalom, shalom, family.